In this tutorial, we'll be talking about validation for all the form elements that we have. We will be looking at the MVC Music Store application that we've created prior. Okay, so you can see that my screen's out there. Some things that I don't like are like the title, price, album art, URLs. These are not the field names that I want. So that is one issue I have. I can have a blank title and still submit, and that is perfectly fine. This is not a very desirable feature. So we need to have some kind of validation, at least basic validation, so that we don't get errors from the backend. We want to catch some of that upfront in the screen. The same thing applies for the create also. So how we do that is using data annotation. So that is what chapter 6 is all about. This is a namespace that is very important, and this contains all of our data annotations. First one is I don't like the title, so I say display name. Okay, so that's what I want. The second thing, so that is how you add like title. Before these become like blue, like IntelliSense recognizes them, you have to make sure that you have this let's see, I want to make these the rest of the fields are optional. And let's say that I want to have a custom message, error message. Let's make one as a custom error message. Very intuitive. So I'm saying my lower value is 0.01. So I've covered like that. Let's say I want to have formatting for my so here apply format in edit mode, that's the first field. The default is false. What that means is the formatting is only applied for displaying purposes. It is not part of the data. So if you have a dollar symbol for your 100, 1099, that is only for the display purposes. As soon as you change to the edit mode, that won't be available for you. The dollar symbol will disappear. That is what we want. So what we want is date for the way we want to format the data. That's going to be that tells us it has to be like currency. So this is going to make the field currency. So that you got that one. You can have a format that is going to be like a password format, so it doesn't display, shows us like all stars. So that's possible. Oh, and if we want the album title to display always in front of album price, or if we want to change the order, you can also specify the order. So then in that situation, always the order will be set, but we are not going to go that detailed into it. So let's build our application and see how that works. you can see that I updated the album class to have these three titles, and I can see those titles. Album title cannot be blank. This is my custom message. Let's leave this one blank. Dollar sign is in the details when it's not in edit mode. As soon as you go to the edit mode, the dollar sign is gone. So that way it keeps the integrity of the values that you have in your fields. So this is basically what is there for our validations. The one other validation that we can do is we have seen the bind property before. You need a system.web. You apply this bind property up top for a class, that specific album ID will be excluded from all the bindings. When I say bindings, it's like in the store manager, if you see how all these fields are like a part of the binding. So we are explicitly whitelisting all the fields that would be updated upon a create or an edit operation, right? But if you say bind exclude, that field will be excluded from the binding.